So today's notes and lesson is on one-step equations with adding or subtracting. The important thing to know about this is there's no new steps or rules. The only thing you have to remember is that when you're solving these one-step equations is that you need to make sure you bring down the inequality sign, not an equal sign. So our first one is x minus 12 is greater than 32. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line down here a little bit and box my variable as well. Okay. So I have a minus 12, so I'm going to do the opposite. Plus 12 on both sides. And I go ahead and get x is greater than 44. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and graph that. 44, 45, 43. Okay. Now it says that x is greater than it, so I'm going to do an open circle and draw my arrow to the right to go greater than. Number 2, y minus 8 is less than or equal to 14. Go ahead and box my variable. Draw my line down. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. And I get y is less than or equal to 22. Let's go ahead and graph it. 22, 23, 21. Now it is a less than or equal to, so I'm going to go ahead and do a closed circle. And it's less than, so I'm going to go to the left towards my 21. Okay. Number 3, 16 plus x is less than negative 2. Box my variable. Draw my line down it. Go ahead and do minus 16 to both sides. This side gives me just an x, and x is less than. And then I have negative 2 minus 16, so I'm going to use my integer rules, and it's a plus a negative. So it is negative 2 plus negative 16, giving me negative 18. So x is less than negative 18. Go ahead and graph it, put negative 18 in the middle, negative 17, and negative 19. It is just a less than symbol, so it's an open circle. And then I go to the left. Last one, we have the sum of a number x in 22 is greater than 10. So we have the sum of a number in x, so x plus 22. Okay, and we're going to say that is greater than 10. So x plus 22 is greater than 10. Box my variable. Subtract by 22, both sides. End up with x is greater than negative 12. And I did have to add the opposite on that one. So I do negative 12 right here, negative 11, negative 13. I can go ahead and it is a greater than, so it's just an open box, open circle. And then I go ahead and do the greater than side towards my negative 11. So go ahead and pause your video right now and try the following 5 problems. Now that you've tried the 5 problems, go ahead and see how you did in comparison. Okay. So we have number 1, we're going to have x is less than 21. Again, make sure you have an open circle for a less than. Number 2, we have z is less than or equal to 46. So it's a closed circle and it is a going to the left. Number 3 is p is greater than or equal to negative 24. So it's a closed circle. And number 4 is k is greater than negative 30. So we're going to have an open circle and we're going to be going to the right. Number 5, there are at least 17 bus riders, more bus riders than there are walkers. If there are 7 walkers, how many bus riders are there? So one way you can go ahead and set this up is make b your bus riders. And if there's going to be at least 17 more, you're going to minus that bus riders by 17. And you're going to go ahead and get a value of 7. Now this can be either equal to or it's going to be greater than, because it says it's at least. Okay. So to solve it, I add 17 on both sides, and I get that my bus riders are at least 24. They're going to be equal to or greater than. Okay. And so when I graph it, I go ahead and get my 24 to the right, and is a closed circle. So that's our one-step inequalities with adding or subtracting.